Liquid Moly has been #1 in Germany for the past 10 years in motor oils and additives. We're super excited to bring the marine range now in North America. All that experience in the performance and the racing industry translated into the marine world couldn't be a better combination. Are you scared of using your warranty? Well, you shouldn't. Liquid Moly Marine product has all the approvals from the National Marine Manufacturers Association, FCW, TCW3, and also API specs. Please refer to your owner's manual for right viscosity. Use the best to maintain your passion.
We're maintaining our passion because it's Wednesday night. You don't have your headset on. What the hell's the matter with you?
Oh, he's a little different.
Damn, boy. Damn, son. Forgot. Sorry.
We're in the middle of a show. What are you doing?
You know,
He's
I'm
messing
just
around. Sexting.
texting the ladies.
Are you
It's
trying to get
Watercraft.
hooked up for Wave Days coming up here in April?
I heard some rumblings.
There's some rumblings. Hopefully we'll hear by the end of the week. Dan will have some good news.
Be nice. You know, they were getting some, not necessarily flack or pushback from that area, but it's just, you know, with these
No,
current.
it's the governor.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It wasn't Virginia Beach or the city.
and that's what I mean. You know, a lot of you know, just these COVID guidelines and continued, you know, policies are just they're tough for events. They're really tough. You know, I mean,
But, you know, as long as we have it before 11 p.m., it's okay because COVID comes out after 11.
right, yeah. It's after midnight when you have to be careful, and that's a problem for guys like us when we go to
Are we
events
talking
like.
about COVID?
Well, I was going to say the freaks usually come out at night.
That's what I was going to say. The freaks come out at night.
We should know because we're Team 4 a.m. We're
That's
there.
right.
So anyway, so it's Watercraft Network Wednesday. We got you know, we got no guests lined up this week. We're gonna start switching it up a little. You know, it's just everybody's doing the same thing, and you know, we want to do stuff that's different, and just not constantly talk to someone about something. We just want to talk jet ski stuff. You know, I mean, like we can talk about, you know, the. I noticed Val's out there, intern. I see his tail wagging over there.
Because it's on her page right now.
We don't even have to say her entire name. We just say Val. And you should see interns like.
I know.
Talk about a crush.
He's like a bobblehead over there, just going.
You ever see when like one of those like National Geographic shows or Animal Planet when there's like a lion on the Serengeti and he sees a little wounded gazelle, he gets that stalker position ready where
the boner?
he's like
Wrong position.
he's like and that's exactly what happens when an intern hears Val. He's immediately like in stalker mode.
Or he sees that pink, blue, and black ski.
Oh, he immediately just starts, you know, his tail
I thought
starts
I just
wagging.
saw a post.
She's got an HX too.
Exactly.
Oh, that's why you bought it.
Maybe that's why he bought the HX.
Some bitch.
Hey, you know, if you know, you got to have goals. So I give him all the credit in the world. You know, I mean, good for him.
So, intern, you're going to move to Miami? You're going to lose that great job?
Dude, there's no way he would live or last in Miami.
No. You'd
That's
get
a
eaten
whole
alive.
new world.
You'd get eaten alive.
They would crush you.
Valentina would eat you alive.
Dude, they would use you like a toothpick down there. It's a different world in Miami, bud.
Roll you up like a Cuban cigar.
Hey,
Like a
it's
cheap
okay. You know, every kid's got to have a dream.
This,
You know?
All right, so
So what's he going to
what
do
are we
then
going?
if
Old
we
school,
go down
new
to
school?
Huh?
What are we talking about tonight?
I don't know, but I want to know what the hell he's going to do if we go down to like the Belly Buster or Naples or Louisiana.
He's gonna stand behind a tree.
Pretty much. Pretty much. He's not going to have any game.
No.
Mel, you got to teach this kid some game.
Well, he's
Wait and see.
Okay. Hey, maybe he does have game. Maybe the kid's going to surprise us.
well. They do sell games on Amazon. Yahtzee, Scrabble.
Actually, we have some games in the RV. Maybe that's what I'll play.
Go fish. But no, we're busting on you. But hey, look, like I said, everybody's got to have a dream, kid. You know, I mean, so. But yeah, she's out there. You know, I mean, getting ready for the Han this weekend. You know, and
playing in Havasu.
You know, quite honestly, it's nice that they still do the Han. You know, to me, it's lost such a degree of prestige. You know, I mean, I think they'll be lucky if they pull 100 participants. Lucky.
Yeah, we'll
You
see.
know, I mean, but you know, hopefully they enjoy that this weekend. They have some nice weather, and they're able to do what we can't do up here, which is get in the water yet. Although, you know, spring is in the air. You know, I mean, it's less than a month away. You know, so we're getting a little bit excited up here. You know, we got a lot going on here at Watercraft
There is
Network.
no way we're getting in the water in a month.
You may be getting
cry
in the
about it until June.
I'm not getting in the water in a
That's
month.
what I'm saying.
I don't know, but I need a lake day, and soon.
Well, we can go up there.
No, I mean I need a lake day.
Yeah.
No desire right here.
Stand on the ice.
No desire.
I hate this place.
Boat will kind of tip to the side if we go up there now.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice. A lot of ice. Absolutely.
But actually, you know something? I was up by Lake Champlain this weekend.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, Monday. It might have been 100-foot ice, and then the rest of it's all open.
Oh,
Yeah, well, Champlain doesn't thoroughly freeze, does it? Because it, I
it's
know
a
it
big
moves.
body of water.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
moves
big
so
body
much.
of water, but I mean, Lake George freezes.
Yeah, well,
Well, there's a lot of doo-doo in that lake. It hardens.
It must. But I mean, it was maybe 50 to 100 feet of ice, and then the rest of it was wide open water.
Sweet.
We could have rode.
unbelievable.
Oh, boy. I'm not riding a cane in cold because guaranteed wet.
Why? It won't run anyways.
Yes, it will.
Oh, it's gonna run. Come on,
Is
we're
that
getting.
why you own
That's why
3 of them?
that picture of you sitting in the water was waiting for a tow.
Negative.
Hey, listen, you know we're getting so good with pulling motors out of canes now and Yamaha conversions. I mean, these canes are finally gonna run. Yeah, I mean it's we're at the point now where I mean we've had the Hurricane motor out of Mel's Hurricane, that Polaris motor, at least 24 times. You know, over the past 8 months, Mel.
Yep.
I mean, it's
4 years.
so, and hey, we got to give a shout out to the Skellets. You know, Skellet Racing, huge shout out. You know, they provided a Reaver Red pipe for the
Nice.
the Torrent Pumps Daytona Freeride Polaris Hurricane conversion, which Watercraft Network is building here in New York, with the
Well,
help
that's
of.
starting to slowly come together.
It is. It is. You know,
When you're trying to do a build on a budget for a good cause, it's hard.
especially when to be one thing if we were just doing a Polaris motor in a Polaris, but we had to take it to the next level and put a Yamaha motor in it. So
We actually got that motor donated too.
get
That motor's already down at SPT. Gonna have a brand new 760.
really it's really going to be a nice setup when everything is all said and done. It's really going to be a nice boat. Those of you that are unaware, Watercraft Network is building the raffle ski, which benefits Roswell Park Cancer Institute out in Buffalo, New York. And although it's a Daytona Freeride event, there's a connection to Roswell. So the raffle at Daytona benefits Roswell Park Cancer Research Institute. So we were fortunate enough to hook up and connect with Torrent Pumps and Pro Watercross and have this Polaris Hurricane sitting here along with 3 other Polaris Hurricanes. But that's a story for another time. But
It's like a junkyard out in the back barn.
You got a piss poor attitude.
Yeah. What's the point?
But what's really going to be cool, seriously, is like Mel said, it's doing a charity build for an event, a large scale event, and trying to keep your costs down low.
Well, that's one of the things that Jet Fest, our event, has done for a long time.
Mhm.
I mean, most of the time it comes out of the pockets of some of us,
bare bones.
and you got to give back. That's how we do it.
And but you're right. It's hard to do anything and keep your expenses down low, and this is a
Well, because
great
you don't want to give away a shit product when
Right.
it comes down to it.
right.
Because your name is attached to it. Whoever
Mhm.
you are, whether it's Watercraft Network, Torrent Pump,
Watercraft Superstore, who's been a huge help.
right,
HydroTurf, there's a whole bunch of people that are jumping
Pro
on board.
Watercross. Like, I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah, oh yeah. And you're right. It's tough to keep those costs down, especially when you're building a conversion watercraft. But it's really going to be a nice boat for Daytona. It's really going to be unique. There's not a lot of Polaris Hurricanes left on the market, and very, very few are running Yamaha.
I'll tell you what, Reese did send me a Facebook post from Florida. They have a hurricane mat for the door. He didn't send it to you?
No,
We need to get it for Jody's garage.
100%.
We're gonna have to get Noah involved in this because there's so many damn hurricanes out in the garage that we're gonna have to start naming them.
Oh, naming's fun.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Call mine Muhammad.
Oh, that's too funny.
I get a joke for that, but I'm gonna let it go because we're on Roku.
Yeah, but we,
Because you
we
have
really,
to.
for those that we may be not being, clear enough, and for those, we often forget that we have a lot of new viewers and a lot of people who are new to the community and outside of the community. And when we say Daytona Freeride is annually every year in January. It's an event that takes place on Daytona Beach. And when we use the term free ride, you heard us talking about Wave Days earlier. Wave Day is also a free ride, which takes place in Virginia Beach, normally in the month of April and then again in October. And when we say free ride, those are events that are basically coastal ocean events designed for riders to be able to go out and play in the surf, jump waves, basically. You see a lot of your YouTube, jet ski freestyle or free ride. You see a lot of people barrel rolling and back flipping. So Daytona Freeride is the largest personal, how would you put it? The largest personal watercraft event, organized personal watercraft event here in the United States and maybe in the entire world. Daytona on a regular year draws in a ton of international riders from all over the world on
Well,
really,
they've got an awesome venue. Great location.
yeah, the Hard
beautiful.
Rock.
Hard Rock, yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, Torrent Pump has nothing but good stuff to talk about that venue.
Oh yeah, and
So
same thing
that's
with
a
Pro
big-
Watercraft.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and Pro Watercross too. One of the Pro Watercross National Tour stops is hosted in Daytona out of that Hard Rock
Hard Rock
facility.
Casino.
So they really have a lot of good things to say about it, like Mel was saying. But so Daytona Freeride is really the granddaddy of all surf riding events for the personal watercraft community. And what we've done is collaborated, as we were saying, with a number of different entities within the personal watercraft industry and community. And we're putting together what's called a conversion boat, which is where you take the motor that came in it and you throw it in the trash.
And put something else in that's a hell of a lot bigger.
Well, a completely different configuration. So, which is what we're doing with the Polaris Hurricane. And Polaris Hurricanes are very rare personal watercraft. Polaris was in the personal watercraft industry for about 15, 20 years. They got out of the industry in the early 2000s. And the Hurricane is one of those hulls that was, the body was only made for 2 years. And it's really a fun, unique body style. And when we saw it, and we figured it would be a great opportunity to build something unique and different, and really that there's not going to be a lot of other similar types of machines replicated, and then give that to Daytona in order to generate some money for Roswell. So, we apologize because we forget, because we have so many, new folks that watch the show and folks that are watching on Roku and Now TV, and they're just, we forget that oftentimes we talk shop and we don't really fill you in the terms of the background details that you need to really understand what we're talking about. When we say Val, to our intern right over there, that's Valentina Lascano. whose family owns and operates Miami Jet Ski Shop. And they're this week out in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, at a big endurance race called the Mark Hahn 300. It's basically a 300-mile race on the water, jet ski race. And our intern here has a real kindergarten crush on Valentina Lescano. And it's not real. I shouldn't say kindergarten crush and bust on him. He lusts for her. He absolutely is just infatuated with her, and which is understandable. You know, she's an attractive young girl. And
I kind of made a mistake this Christmas
what's that?
because I was going to get the intern a Christmas present,
Mm-hmm.
which was a bobblehead.
Huh.
It was literally going to be the Reese Newborn bobblehead
Oh,
that only
gosh.
goes just like this.
Oh, poor kid. Poor kid
See?
gets
It's
he gets a lot of gruff, but you know,
Oh, he deserves it. Did you guys see that Evo little race
Spark
sticking
Evo?
around the buoys?
I want to do that.
oh yeah,
You know
I
how
want to
cool-
do that.
I saw their post. Dude, you know how cool that would be?
well, what
Mhm.
they're doing is Florida ski riders are putting together a it's
Stuart, Florida.
it's basically just a they did something
It's a
similar.
recreational ride.
Yeah, well, no,
Buoy
they did
course.
something similar down here on the Hudson where they basically do time trials.
Yeah.
Around a buoy course, which is nice for people who aren't accustomed to running closed course or offshore or
dude,
endurance
That
races.
Evo would just be cool as shit to run buoys with, because they say you can't flip it.
Well,
It's a go-kart.
You
I
know,
didn't get to ride it.
I rode it in Naples.
Did you really?
The Spark Evo. Oh
You
yeah, I
suck.
mean those guys are absolutely amazing. That was
Oh,
so
they're great guys.
great guys. There's
I just thought it was cool when they were putting that on.
Yeah, and they weren't there this year in Naples.
no,
Nope.
I don't know why. I can't remember the gentleman's first name. Great guy. He and his son, and I know that Spark Evo is now working out of either Whamilton shop.
Whammies. No, it's
or-
out of Wambleton.
They're working out of Whammers. So,
Mhm.
I mean, they're right there. I mean, that's a really good combination and we should backtrack a little bit. The Spark Evo is the Sea-Doo Spark. Even those of you who aren't personal watercraft, hardcore enthusiasts like we are, the Spark is probably something you're familiar with. It's a base model Sea-Doo personal watercraft. It's really entry level. It's in terms of watercraft, in terms of price and performance. It's really an entry level machine that you can get into for about $5-6 grand.
They ripped the top of it completely off.
And what's
Put a roll bar in it, and you drive it like a go-kart.
what Spark Evo is it's a top deck conversion. So it basically turns, instead of sitting on the jet ski, you're encapsulated in it,
Mhm.
just like you would be in a bumper car or a go kart. And when you get into the Spark Evo, you immediately feel like you're Michael Schumacher, or I always use Schumacher because he's more of my era. Who's the Lewis Hamilton? Lewis Hamilton, who now races for AMG Mercedes and is the man in F1. You're in this cockpit and you're down like this, and you got this.
Little
It's like a
butterfly steering wheel.
exactly. It's like you're in a fighter jet, and no matter what you do, no matter how hard you turn that Spark Evo, because your center of gravity is so low, like you're sitting so low in the hull that if there were no hull there, your rear end would be in the water.
Yeah,
You're-
but can you imagine now that the way they turn that, and they have sponsons on it?
Oh yeah,
I-
they have.
if you notice that Pro Watercraft is actually made, what do they call them? Like sponsons that you can literally slide the spark out.
Really?
Oh yeah,
you
they have
watch
like
the guys in Powerslide the spark.
right. They
They're
have
Powerslide sponsons.
yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Chris just within the last
I
couple
saw-
weeks,
yeah,
Chris just brought
yeah.
them out.
Yeah, I saw
That's
it like
cool as shit.
like a week or so ago.
I don't think the kits are that expensive.
It doubles the cost of a spark. It's about $5 for the kit.
That's not. I mean,
It's not super, but
it's something that you got to try, because you're sitting inside. I think it would change the ball game of owning a Spark,
100%,
Mhm.
Mel.
because you own the Spark
and I loved it.
and it was great. But when you get onto something else, a 4-stroke that's nicer, better seat, it changes the game, dude. And you're
Yeah, it's like riding a 4-stroke blaster. It's really what it feels like.
it's crazy. But they sit inside, be comfortable.
I mean,
could have
look,
my fishing pole right out the side.
It's not a boat that you're going to take out into really, really like washing machine abusive. I mean,
I'd like
it's
to try it. Just
I mean,
saying.
don't get me.
You
Look,
got destroyed on the GTI.
What?
Don't butt me.
I didn't get destroyed on a GTI.
When we were pulling in all the ducks that didn't come in from
Dude.
Jetfest,
That was rough.
we got pounded.
Yeah.
So, and that was you were on the GTI,
Right. But if you get a cushion seat and put your
but
ass
you're
in
not
that
in a
Spark,
cushion seat on that.
on the
You're in a
Spark,
racing seat.
Yeah,
the
but
the
get
problem
one
is,
made.
but hey, look, the problem is hull design. The
Yes.
Spark isn't designed
Take
for
good beat.
real rough water conditions. I mean, when you have it on a small lake or a pond or a calm area, the Spark is a lot of fun. And when the Evo kit, the new top deck that is like a go-kart is on, it's even more fun because
It's even not even bad in a race condition. I mean, you watch Kenny Compton race on a Spark, and he has the time of his life out there. He's railing and kicking ass.
if he was out
Yeah.
I think it's different though
different-
in
different
real
kind of-
real chop conditions.
Yeah.
It
You're
just
out there
seems
in a
like
s-
it's a different kind of race.
Yeah, but you're
Sparks.
if you were in the ocean, some heavy surf, yeah, you probably get your
It's
ass
got a
pounded.
wide haul. Got a wide haul from a HX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perspective. I'm talking old school. So there's such a huge gap from the old stuff to the new shit.
Yeah.
Like as far as hull design, the way it maneuvers, that kind of stuff. It's a big difference.
Big difference, and again, that Evo kit is just absolutely incredible. It turns the machine into a completely different machine, and you can turn it as hard as you can turn it, and it feels like your kidneys are going to literally come out.
Now, does that change the level of a driver?
I think
Because you're lower, your head is lower, your swivel is lower point.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That changes the game.
Oh, and I think quite honestly, it to a degree it makes it more of an aggressive machine, and it probably makes it more. It's less rider ability. It's more technique, and more mental in terms of if it were. I'd love to see it as a class because I think it would be
Oh, I'd love
incredibly close racing.
And I think they're going to do this, but it would be insane to have that thing with a turbo.
it.
Yeah. Oh, Stefan, that's his name. Last time
Stefan?
that we talked to Whammer, he said Stefan was working
On a
on
turbo kit for
a
that.
turbo kit for the Spark Evo. And if you ever get an opportunity, go on Facebook and punch in Spark SPARK Evo EVO. And again, what it is it's a kit that changes. Instead of sitting on the Spark, you're sitting in it, and it's a lot of fun. And as you said, Mel, they're involved. I know there's a time trials type of event somewhere in Florida with the Florida ski riders, and I mean that's fun stuff. Get to go out there and run against the clock and see how you would compare. How your boat stacks up against other boats, and
Well, they even did it. They just had that open house with him and Whammer.
yeah.
And you want to come ride? There's the Spark Evo.
Well,
Go try it out.
Whammer's always been like that. Whammer, who we're referring to, owns Whamilton's Customs in Florida, and is
I was going to pull it up now.
and Whamilton is one of the preeminent bottom deck, the part of the boat that's in the water, preeminent hull designers and tuners on the entire planet. He's amazing what he's able to do with the bottom of a personal watercraft. And Whammer's always been like that. Years ago when I had the Octane and I had called him about handling, he's like, bring it down, drop it in, we'll ride on my lake. I'm like, dude, I'm in New York. He's like, fly down, come down for the weekend, we'll ride. I have skis, don't worry about it. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's incredibly genuine and sincere. You go follow Whamilton on social media. You'll see periodically.
There's the Spark Evo right there.
Yeah, Mel just put up a picture of the Spark Evo, but it's nice that they're working with Whammer.
Mhm.
It's really, really nice because those are two really great designers that have been brought together by a personal, their passion for personal watercraft. So, but anyway, hey, we do have to make sure we give some love to our friends at Watercraft Superstore. Earlier we were talking about the custom build that we're doing for the Daytona Freeride, and Watercraft Superstore has been nothing but supportive. And if you need anything, if you're a watercraft person, a boater, you're in need of any products, whether it be accessories or
Look, if you you just got to get on the website.
Watercraft Superstore.
How do you explain it any other way?
Yeah. Go to watercraftsuperstore.net, because not only they have over 10,000 original equipment parts in stock. So whether it's for a jet boat or for a jet ski or a Sea-Doo,
If it goes in the water, they got it.
but they also have a large variety of aftermarket stuff, accessories, gear. Just they're absolutely incredible, and they've been so supportive at really an elementary, foundational level of this build that we're working on for Daytona. I mean, just their commitment to giving back to the community, giving back to the personal watercraft, industry and organized events is second to none. It's staggering.
That and SBT, which is
Their sister company, yeah.
yes,
Yeah, Watercraft Superstore, SBT, sister companies. They're just really an asset to the personal watercraft industry, and their investment thus far in the Daytona build is just absolutely amazing.
Well, you know what I like is you pick up the phone, you put the number and call them, they answer.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's impressive. Nobody answers the damn phone anymore.
And what's another great thing about
they just don't want
Watercraft?
to talk to you.
But another great thing about Watercraft Superstore SBT is we ordered some really obscure parts last summer. For some, I forget what we ordered. I think it was Mel's cane. It was
Shocker.
some types of parts, and they actually got a hold of us via email and said, "Hey, is this correct?"
Are you sure you own a cane? That's what it said.
They were like, "You're a legend. You actually own one of these? We got to talk." But in all seriousness, their customer service is really, really amazing. Watercraft Superstore, SBT, Short Block Technologies, absolutely unbelievable. And their support, again, we can't thank them enough. Their support of the Daytona, the 2022 Torrent Pumps Daytona Freeride raffle machine has been unbelievable. I mean, just absolutely incredible. And again, shout out to and really appreciate the support from the Skellett family. Make sure you check them out on social media. Skellett Racing, SKELLETT.
Wizard Power Sports actually donated that motor.
Wizard Power Sports
Actually donated the motor and paid to send it down to SBT.
unbelievable. We've had a number.
See, that's a big deal.
Yeah. What was it? Bruce Fisher sent. Did he send carbs, intake manifold, or what did he send?
It was a start-stop switch,
And I believe intake manifold.
and carbs, I believe.
Yeah, unbelievable the support that this machine has been able to generate thus far, and we're really in its infancy. I mean, the build hasn't even begun. We've just started tearing the machine apart. So, really appreciate all the support. A lot of love going out to Liqui Moly too, as we mentioned earlier. The Liqui Moly athletes competing this weekend at the Marcon 300 out there in Havasu. Wish them all the success in the world.
I'll tell you, that's a race that's going to test that. I mean,
The
don't get me
product.
wrong. It's kind of hard to say test liquid moly oil just because they come from a race community.
Right.
I'm talking millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, I mean when you talk Liqui Moly, you're talking Formula One race cars that are the stuff that Lewis Hamilton races is easily a multi-million-dollar AMG Mercedes. I mean, I don't know what one of those cars got to be a $2-3 million car. Has to.
It's stupid.
Has to. I mean, same thing.
That
MotoGP.
might even run in my Pinto.
We're talking MotoGP, Valentino Rossi. For any of you bike fans out there.
He forgot to say it's a Pinto wagon.
Yeah, wagon. Yeah. Absolutely. With white walls. He's rocking the white walls and the curb feelers. Those feelers for the
Gold.
curb. Old school, old school. But he's pimping it hard. But again, the Liqui Moly products, such a great history and pedigree of racing, and they're involved in all the top,
Well, I can tell you, Gary put his foot down here in the U.S. with a German oil.
Oh, and again, they're really involved in all top tier motorsports competition events, and it's great to have them involved. Finally, here in North America in the marine community, it really changes the game, and I think Mel's right. It's a great thing, for an event like the Han to have, that particular product.
I'm just saying,
In a lot
you're
of
going to see
yeah.
friction. You're going to see friction in that race.
Oh yeah, I mean you're gonna, that's abusive to personal
Motors are going to get
watercraft.
hot.
100%. So a lot of love and thanks going out to Liqui Moly stuff here. We have a four-wheeler that we're working on. We have a pit bike. We have a number of watercraft, all of them running Liqui Moly lubricants. And that stuff we're going to document as we're able to get more going on outside. Excuse me.
What, you got
So-
the Rona?
I do. No, I shouldn't say that.
No, you should.
Next thing is WSM Performance Products. A lot of love going out to WSM. As I mentioned last week, the boys down the Connecticut
Connecticut boys.
needed a little bit of love.
I think I've got a piece from each one of those websites in my cane.
You have WSM Performance Products in your machine. You have Watercraft Superstore products in your cane, and you have Short Block Technologies. All three of those, and you have Liqui Moly in the tank. So I mean,
They can't beat that.
no,
my,
I mean
my
it's
shit's
just
gonna run.
it's gonna run.
Jody's gonna be standing in line asking about riding it.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to give out tickets.
look, it's like the old saying. There's a Mel. There's a
The
fine.
future's so bright, I got to wear bombers.
There's a fine line between love and hate, Mel. A fine line. Speaking of which, a lot of love going out to Bomber.
Hell yeah, they got their new line.
Oh, just
Buzz bombs.
I think they need to make wider ones for Jody's head.
Yeah, I know.
the Buzz Bombs, which Jody's wearing now. I'm rocking the standard Bombers. Gotta love the Bombers. If you're a water person, if you're out there fishing, wakeboarding, stand-up paddle boarding, personal watercraft boating, do yourself a favor and look at Bomber floating eyewear. They
Hell
float.
yeah.
They float. They're polarized. They're
This new style actually has almost all the way around the frame.
all the
Yep.
the foam.
So
yeah.
I mean, this thing is going to float. You drop them in the water, they're floating.
All Bombers float. I mean, we've never had a problem finding Bombers, unlike Oakleys
Some
and
of us have had to
Ray-Bans.
swim to them.
Exactly. It's unbelievable. Such a great product. Absolutely love Bomber
Hey,
floating eyewear.
Mav's in the house.
Ton of love going out to Mav. Mav, we've said it before, we'll say it again. 24/7, what is it, 24/7 live streaming?
Yes.
Anyone who needs
If you're looking to get a podcast going, because we'd like to see more. It's cool.
Absolutely. 100%.
Shit, we don't know what's going on
Right.
around the world.
Bring out
Get a
another
hold of him.
13 jet ski shows.
Get a hold of him, and he'll help you set you up.
Seriously, Mav is absolutely amazing. Or
Now,
if you
don't get me wrong. You got to feed the man. You got to put food on the table. So
well, that's what I was
help a brother out.
That's just what I was going to say. If your business, your local church, your school system, anyone's looking for any type of support in terms of live streaming, Mav is your man. Please get a hold of us here at Watercraft Network. We'll steer you to Mav. Absolutely unbelievable.
He's even got the technology now that he puts something in one of our machines and it actually tracks you as you go. And it's actually feeding the camera back to Maverick up in the rafters. Up
Yeah,
here.
that dude
Up
has
in the
next
tower.
level mental things.
That's way above my technical abilities. I don't even
Yep.
know what you'd call that. Call that like some Star Trek stuff.
It was crazy.
I'm going to start calling Mav Vader.
Track a mofo. That's what it's called. Track a mofo.
Is that what it is?
We're gonna start calling Mav Vader, and we're gonna see him, and he's gonna say, "Luke,
I am your father.
I'm your father."
I think that's it for tonight then, right?
we're out. We're back next Wednesday. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. A lot of love going out to everybody. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week.
Stay alert, stay alive.
Good night.